guys, Fire here, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Tricks Magician. This game is developed by Nib Games, published by Ratalaika Games, and is available in the Xbox Store now for a price starting at $5. It is on sale actually for a release kind of promotion where you can save $1 off. But let's just talk about this neat little gravity-defying little platformer. So the game, right off the bat, is pretty simplistic and easy to play in controls. It features two different modes, a normal mode and a hard mode. And the hard mode, gravity kind of does its alteration around on its own, and in normal mode you kind of just get to control everything. Now the way the game kind of works is you are playing as this little character here who has to get from one side of the map to the other end, and you do this by controlling gravity and trying to get to the door. Now the game starts off fairly simplistic and basic, and you just kind of got to complete out some different obstacle courses, and then as the game goes on it'll start to introduce you to some kind of challenging things, enemy obstacles, whether it's like missiles that remind you of like Bullet Beat on, or I think his name was Bullet Bill or something from like Mario way back in the day, to these little like magician hat things that chase you around and everything in between. And it really just makes you have to kind of like use your brain a little bit to figure out how to get around these kind of puzzle-esque levels, as well as the levels do get into some scenarios later in the game where there's different kinds of little like puzzles and things you have to deal with here. We'll dive into a little bit of a later stage here and show you, but you'll start to get into these like gravity to defying things, like with these little dice here where you have to kind of deal with the enemies that you have in front of you, and you have to kind of time sequence everything you're doing to try to get from one end to the other in time. Otherwise, you will end up just losing out on the level, and that's a lot of the things that you have to kind of manage and focus on this game, is working out all those various sequences and timings to be able to get from one end to the other on the level. As you can see here, I'm continually missing my timing, and a lot of the things now with the game just require you to kind of figure out your timing to sequence out the series of events and then get from to the destination goal, which is that door. Now, what I like a lot about this game is it introduces some very simplistic structure to the game where the things aren't overly difficult and get introduced to you in honestly a very well done fashion. You're just gonna have to spend time kind of using your brain a little bit to wrap your head around the puzzles in the game. Now, I do like this kind of like classic-y bit, but really like hyping music that the game kind of has going on in it. You know, it really helps kind of get you engaged and feel like you're in the moment of the game versus, you know, just simply playing the game and not really getting a lot of sense, you know, reward sense out of it. You know, you really do get to feel like everything like it's just, it kind of builds that energy and vibe and adds to like a really good sound design for this game. And that's honestly something that I think I enjoy the most about this game, is just the entire time I'm playing it, like I'm excited, I'm pumped, I'm energetic. Like nothing seems like it's pulling and taking me out of this very simplistic game and taking away from what I'm enjoying. Now the game doesn't have much in terms of accessibility outside of just like tweaking your volume of music, but that's really all the game has really going for it. Like I said, you can go into this hard mode where you don't kind of get to control the gravity. The gravity kind of is controlled automatically, and then you have to work around that to complete out the levels. Now, you don't need to really worry about any of these, I believe, for any of the achievements. A lot of the things that the game has going on, as you can see here, there's a little thing that alters out my gravity, but you can pretty much do everything in the game with just kind of the basic levels, but that hard level's there for, you know, if you want that little bit of a ramp up. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on Tricks Magician. For $5, it's a fun little puzzle game that'll give you a couple hours of enjoyment. But you know, there's a lot of puzzle games out there. You know, I'd recommend it if you want a fun little puzzle game, but that's kind of your decision, and I hope you found this review helpful. Outside of that, I hope you consider checking out one of my other videos, or maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time.